Alright guys, how's it going? It's Will here from ZaltekReviews.com. I wasn't going to review this today, however I put a poll up on the YouTube community tab thing, and I gave a list of 5 watches and everybody wanted to see the review of this, so, and I mean, like, it was well over 50% voted for this watch, so I thought, right, I'll do this one first. Cue the intro. Right guys, before I start, as some of you might know, I'm a big fan of Traska watches. The very first review that I ever did was right at the beginning of 2018, and the very first watch that I reviewed was the version 1 of the Traska Freediver. That was the main reason that I got in, because I was buying watches quite a lot, and to be honest with you, to hide it from my wife, I thought, I know what I'll do is I'll review it. I'll review the watch the next one that comes in, and it just so happened to be that Traska Freediver. And it just escalated for there because I was buying watches left, right and centre. And I thought, perfect alibi. Where are you getting on these fucking watches for? I can just hear it now. Oh, it's in for review, it's alright. And it's just escalated for there for the last 4 years. Alright, I do actually get a lot of watches sent to me for review, but I still also buy a lot of watches as well. Right, anyway, before I get into the spec and all the rest of the stuff, I'll show you what you get in the box. It's quite a simple affair, and to be honest with you, I actually like it like that. It's a cardboard box. Come on! Cardboard box, inner cardboard box, and then you get this leather pouchy thing. There's no warranty card or anything like that. It's all done by the, if you need to send anything back to Traska, it's all done by the serial number that's on the back of the watch, on the case back. Inside you get this wee doofer. It's just basically to keep the watch secure, and so keep the bracelet away from the watch head whilst it's in transit, and you just shove it in there. Obviously spare links and that, and that's it. No cleaning cloths, no screwdrivers. To be honest, I like this because I know that Traska aren't spending loads of money on packaging, which is unnecessary. I like it to be all about the watch. I mean, sure, if it turned up and it was just a watch wrapped up in a wee bit of bubble wrap and it was flying about an envelope, I'd complain then. But obviously, with what you get is more than adequate. Right, what am I doing? Dimensions of this. Well, let's get on to that. Case dimension 38.2. This is the Traska Venturer. For fuck's sake. This is the Traska Venturer, by the way. I meant to say that at the beginning. Total thickness 11.6. Lug to lug 45.6. Crown is 6.5mm. 20mm lug width. Bracelet tapers down to just above 16mm. And at the clasp you're looking at 17.5. Sized up for my wrist, and my wrist is 6 3/4 inches. It comes in at 122 grams. Right, the movement inside this is the Miyota 9019, fully automatic of course. High beat, smooth sweep, runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hz movement. You might be wondering what the 9019 is. What I'm led to believe is it's actually a thinner movement than what you would get, just ever so slightly, than the 9015, but still offering the same functionality. The watch itself is obviously 316L stainless steel, solid case back, mid case, crown, fixed bezel. both crowns actually, sorry. The bracelet, clasp, and the entire watch and bracelet has also got Traska's own harness coating on it, and it takes a harness rating up to 1,200 Vickers. So this thing will be extremely difficult to scratch up, and as you can see here, there's not a single mark on it anywhere. Even the polished parts like the bezel and whatnot, totally unmarked. Even the clasp is perfect, and I've been wearing this when it arrived yesterday. I wore it all day yesterday, and I was sitting at my desk for hours upon hours, and there's not a single mark in it anywhere. That perlage work as well, which is always a feature of Traska watches. It's nice, really nice. The case back is quite sterile, but I don't mind that whatsoever. It does have a unique serial number on there. No quick release pins, but see, to be honest with you, taking this off bracelet is a mistake, because this bracelet is fantastic. Solid links throughout, solid end links, female end links as well. Screw pins for adjusting, mill clasp, 4 levels micro adjust. So it's beautifully made, this, man, it really is. The bezel, obviously the exterior one's fixed, but it does have a bi-directional rotating internal bezel, and it's a 12-hour like dual timer thing. I actually have it set up like this because of the time zone that I follow in America. Plus it also gives me the time that I follow in Singapore at the same time. How about that? And if you want to check where I am and check that, well, you'll see I'm correct. Obviously I asked for the white dial, but what I really liked about this is it's not very often you see a white dial with a grey bezel. That's quite unusual. I've seen like white dials with blue, red, black, various other ones, but I've never seen one with a grey bezel before, and I think white and grey is fucking superb, man. The crown up here at the 10 o'clock position is what makes the internal bezel work. It's not screwed down or anything like that, but it is signed. Oh, it's got some sort of mark in there. That's not their logo, obviously. That's their logo. It's not screwed down, but as I say, I pretty much wore this the last 24 hours, and that bezel hasn't budged. You know what I mean? There's a good amount of friction, just the right feel when you do actually use it. But I mean, for most people anyway, and me especially, when I set this, that's it. It's set. I'm not going to touch it, and it's not moved, and it's perfectly aligned as well. The main crown for adjusting the time, the date, setting it, and all that is screwed down, and it's got brilliant action on it. And as well, I'm not going to bother trying doing all this with my gloves on because it's pointless. It's a nice, clean, crisp white dial with buttons everywhere, double buttons at 12, date at 6. It's not colour matched on every single colourway of this watch. I believe they're all white, which is disappointing, but hey, on the one I've got, it's colour matched. Remember, that's why I like white dials so much, so I can't complain about colour matched date wheels, eh? I think that's one aspect anyway. What am I going to say about this? Minute track on the inside of that bezel there, printed in black, the logo printed at 12 and automatic printed just above a 6. All the buttons, by the way, are applied. It's got lovely hands as well. Quite, what would you call them? They're no fence post hands. Stick hands, maybe? but they're really in proportion. Like the hour hand comes down just before the indice, and the minute hand reaches right to the very edge just before the minute track, and obviously the seconds hand does reach right out to the edge of the minute track, the very edge. At the pinion, the hands are black, and the surrounds are black as well. Same goes for the battens, the hour markers. They've got like a contrasting, like gunmetal kind of black surround, which is a fantastic choice because the amount of watches that I get in, and obviously I'm a huge fan of white dials. They put silver surrounds on, or they put silver hands on, and it's just a mess. You can't see what the hell's going on. Can't tell the time or anything because the hands just get lost in the dial. The loom that they're using is... where is it? The loom that they're using is BJW9, and it's a good solid application. I'll show you a loom shot later, as well as a wrist shot. I talked about the bracelet, the clasp, it's all good. Right up there with the usual Traska build quality, which is always very, very good. Case back I spoke about the crown. The warranty is, what is it again? Pretty sure they're all the same with Traska watches. 3 years, I think. I've reviewed pretty much every single model that's came from Traska watches. The Freediver, I'm pretty sure, I think we're still on the third, but they've done some updates and obviously released the white dial version. Talking of which, hello! Aye, I've got that too, obviously. It came with this one. I'll show the other colourways of that. In fact, no, I won't show the other colourways of that. I'll show the other colourways of this watch. Come on, Will, get a grip. See, it's sidetracked. That's what Traska does to me. I'm sure something I'm missing though. Drilled lugs. There's something I missed. Water resistance 150 metres or 500 feet. I wanted to talk a wee bit about the finishing. You see that box style sapphire, and as you come down to this bezel, right, there's that many different levels of finishing. That was my dog, by the way. Aye, right, you've got a polished chamfer there along the top, and the polishing on this is excellent. It's like glass. Then you've got a wee brush edge there. Then as you come down onto the case, you've got like a polished chamfered edge along the top. Then you've got brushing again, and that's your whack. The way it's been executed is, it's superb. Beautiful watch. I love this watch. I really do. Just as much as I love this one. Aye, I'm a bit of a Traska fanboy, but that's for good reason. These watches are excellent. The prices are starting to creep up a bit, I've noticed. But, see, to be honest with you, I mean, I've seen some brands charge what they charge for these, and the quality doesn't even come close to Traska watches. And sometimes even use an NH35 and charge the same price as what one of these will cost. Now, this is a big statement, and I think I've said it once in the past. If I had to choose one micro brand and it was only their models that I could wear on wrist, it would be Traska watches. Yeah, I'm just trying to think through in my head what all the models I've got. The Summiteer, the Freediver, the Venturer. What's that other one I've got? The Commuter. I'm not that a bigger fan of the Commuter because it's just too small at 36mm. Too small for me, but it's still a beautiful watch. I had one here, but as I said, it's too small for me. I think this size is fantastic, and also I think it's roughly the same size as the Summiteer as well. 38 and a half, I think the Summiteer is. And you've also got the Freediver, which is a 40. I just think they're fantastic. I think they're brilliant watches. I could probably say, as I say, this would be my number one choice from micro brands. I'm not saying they're the best watch ever, but they are 99.9% there. I mean, you'd need to pay a lot more money to get what you're getting with this. I think that's why I like them so much, is they're priced fair, even though the price has gone up, as I said, but they are priced fair for what you're getting, because the quality does justify it, and the finishing and all that as well. It's fantastic. Where to buy? Buy direct from Traska watches, and it's no like you need to wait months and months and months. It's no Kickstarter campaigns. It's pre-orders directly from their main website, which is good. I mean, they did start off on Kickstarter, but most brands do. But they made the transition so you could order the watches directly from them without, the risk of Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever. Let me give you a wrist shot. Right, there you go. Wrist shot. As you can see, it wears fantastic on wrist. Nice and flat. Nice and thin profile. Plenty. Perfect size for my wrist. Because you need to remember that this has got quite a lot of dial. It's not like a dive watch where the bezel makes the dial look smaller and all that. So it fills the wrist properly for me. And as I say, I've got a 6 3/4 inch wrist. And these are brilliant. Absolutely superb. John, if you watch this is the first time I've seen the Venturer, and I've got to say, it's right up there with the Summiteer and the Freediver. For me, fantastic. Well done. Before I go, I'll just give you a quick loom shot. There you go. Quick loom shot. It's not really dark enough in here. Trust me, the loom's fantastic. Oh, focus. Let me see. Great loom. Great execution and application. It's just done right. Right guys, that's me for today. I'll probably go back on track for my next review to what's in the queue. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.